Listen, man, we've got to talk about Steph Curry. We talked about this the other day, man. This man, he scored 27 of his 35 points in the second half, hit a step back three with 50 seconds left to break a tie and erase a 13-point fourth quarter deficit at age 38. And Al Horford came off the bench and drilled 4 threes in the fourth quarter to spark the rally. Draymond Green ran the floor with 9 assists and 4 steals. The Clippers started the season 6-21, clawed their way back to the play-in, but couldn't close what would have been the best redemption story in the league, right? And Golden State plays Phoenix on Friday for an 8th seed and a date with the 64-win Thunder. Matthew, is there any team in the league that really wants to see Steph walking into the building for a Game 7 series right now?
I mean, yeah, I mean that's a depleted team. So I mean, they look good against the Clippers for sure, but if you're the Thunder, you would love to see the 37-45 Warriors. You would love to see if you're the Thunder, you would love to see the Warriors beat Phoenix, because Phoenix, despite getting upset by Portland in a game they were winning, the whole game, Phoenix is a problem. At least they can be a problem for stretches and maybe a problem for themselves sometimes. But Golden State closed the season just taking loss after loss after loss. I mean, they weren't that far away from 500 at one point of the season. They might have a little bit above 500. They ended the season 37-45. I mean, everybody was handing them L's because you go beyond what you see, the main players you just mentioned. A lot of that roster is just unnameable people. When you talk about Post, when you talk about Santos, when you talk, I mean, there's other players that are nameable, but it's, like GP2. It's if these guys are getting rotation minutes, I don't think the Thunder have rotation minutes for Post. I don't think they have rotation minutes for Santos. I don't think a lot of teams have rotation minutes for GP2. GP2 is one of those guys that falls out of the league every couple years. So
what do you mean? What do you mean by he falls out of the league every couple of years? What do you mean by that?
Like, he's not always in the league. Like, you go to GP2, he's had some stints in the G League. He's had some stints out of the league.
You're talking about getting dropped down to G League. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, like he's had some stints where he plays like 10 games in a season. He really, when he signed that last contract with the Warriors, that's when he like fully caught on as like somebody that's in the league permanently. So
basically he had to grow into it, right? I mean, he had a potential. He just needed time to develop.
He just had to show he could do one thing, which is what he can do, is play defense. And so.
And his dunks be impressed me for his height.
He's athletic, he's definitely athletic, but he
ain't like his daddy.
He ain't like his daddy. He's there to play defense. But Sean, because I've been telling you how I thought the Warriors were going to lose this game. So let me come straight out with that. I didn't think they were going to beat the Clippers. Everybody looked good, and we can start. You could talk about Horford. He made some huge open threes. Mm-hmm. You could talk about. Here's what I want to talk about before we start talking about the main character, but Porzingis. Man, hit 2 huge threes, had 2 huge dunks. He was everywhere yesterday. And he's been one of those guys that like never quite lived up to what people thought he could be. I mean, when he came in the league, people were talking about him like they talk about Wemby,
Yeah.
People didn't quite know what his potential was.
Right.
And
he just couldn't stay healthy. He's like a Anthony Davis, right? When he's healthy, he's almost unstoppable. He gets plagued with the injury, you might as well forget it.
Man, he ain't as good as Anthony Davis. When Anthony Davis is healthy, especially prime Anthony Davis, that's a man giving it to you on both sides. Porzingis has like always had potential, but Anthony Davis, that's a man that's got the job done before. But anyway, Porzingis, he was incredible yesterday. He looked so good. And sometimes you watch him and you're like, how does this guy not have like average 25 every year? This guy's so good. And I guess he just disappears or, gets injured, whatever. But he looked incredible yesterday. Second, and I've talked about him many times on this show about how I perceive a lack of value from him at this point of his career. Draymond Green, man.
No.
Just playing some man's defense on Kawhi. And you could talk about those last 2 possessions, and I already saw people on the internet crying, oh, he was fouling. No, he was playing good, hard-nosed basketball. If the refs want to blow the whistle, let them blow the whistle. But Draymond, especially on that second steal, the one where he pokes it out, then comes around and grabs it.
Yep.
Because he had 2 straight where he turned them over, and I can't quite remember the first one, whether he actually got the steal or if he set up for the steal, but everyone's going to remember that second one where he poked the ball, then came around and got it.
Because Matthew, real quick, I was so scared when I saw him. Wasn't it? It was less than 2 minutes, right? Didn't he get hurt and it was hobbling? They're talking about, man, his ankle, and I was like, oh my god, they need him this last 2 to 3 minutes. This is bad, bruh. He walked it off for like a few seconds and stayed in. I was like, please don't let them beat him on defense because his ankle is hurt and he's not going to be able to play defense. Oh my god, it's like you would thought somebody gave him a shot of steroids in his ankle. He played the best defense ever on a hurt ankle.
He locked in. And you know what's interesting is that it just felt like one of those games that the Clippers were going to win. It was just how much are they going to win by? Because I mean, I had it on and it felt like they were up like 8-12, basically the whole third quarter, whole half of the fourth quarter. Then Kawhi he's got Draymond guarding him, and man, when you talk about what can a good defense do for you, and you see a great legendary player like Kawhi get completely neutralized for a full 12 minutes, I mean, you got to give Draymond his due. Like if you're not giving him his due for that, or if you want to talk about, oh, he was fouling, like you're just a hater. You just picked the wrong sport. Like, go watch something else. Go watch golf or NASCAR.
Yeah, because Kawhi went cold in the fourth quarter. 2 points in the whole fourth quarter.
He didn't go cold. Draymond went hot on defense is what happened, man. Like, let's call it what it is. Like, if we're going to call Draymond out for the bad moments, we got to say that was a legendary defense, man. Yeah. And, I mean, some of those, that steal, I mean, maybe not for
a game. Remember that forever.
Well, if they end up making the playoffs, like, because no one's going to remember if they lose the next game. But if they end up making the playoffs, or God forbid, if they end up making a run, I mean, that steal would go in his like Hall of Fame reel.
All right, so look at this. So Steph in a single game is terrifying for anybody, right? But the Warriors are 37-45. They won 27 fewer games than OKC this season. One hot shooting night can win a play-in game, but a 7-game series exposes their depth, exposes their defensive gaps. The real question is whether Golden State can generate enough secondary scoring to keep the games close long enough for Steph to take over in the fourth. Because if they fall behind Matthew early, even Curry Magic has a ceiling.
Yeah, and you know what? They needed so much Curry Magic yesterday.
Yeah,
and I didn't even get to him but I'm glad we worded it this way. I'm glad we set up the topics this way. He was unbelievable, and it felt like 2015, 2016 Steph, where just every time he shot, it was just like, that's going in. That last one where he used Brook Lopez to get him to set a pick on his own teammate when he got it off ball, where he went right, then got it. Everyone knows what play I'm talking about. Then got the ball going back left, and he got Brook Lopez to screen his own teammate. Then he hits the step back from the far left corner.
Crazy.
And you know what? I know people have a swish, but I almost love it when it like rolls in like that. Where it doesn't quite like hit every part of the cylinder, but it like does that slight roll in. I like that better than a swish. Yeah, that just feels like old school. Go get a bucket, young fella.
Right. Yep. And I tell you what, and we're going to get into Kawhi Leonard in just a second, right after this.
Make sure you hit the new thanks button down below to donate to our YouTube channel so we can keep bringing you fresh